And then there were dice. Now you can say hi, chat, Doc.
Hello,
Hi, chat.
everybody.
I'm gonna remember to do
Oh,
the thing I was
there it
supposed to
is.
do.
You're supposed to do a thing?
Roll the D10 of fate.
Yay!
No, I don't. Nope. No. Oh, what the hell?
All right.
You alright there, DJ?
Hour
Nope,
worth
clicking
of
on all the wrong things.
Mm.
I gotta figure what my what's called saves it because I actually record that session here for purposes because I wanted to have it. All right. Grandma, you have the recap.
All right.
Why does Opera's copy paste not work? That's an archipelago room on my clipboard from last night.
Copy paste didn't work. Okay.
3 days they strode, 3 more they would, but the silt grasped their souls and summoned their attention. Between Enderberg and Groudon, the unlikely alliance was confronted by Gumbo Hamlet, its frightened populace buried within the earthen walls. The unknown perimeter crossed, the leakage of luck continued.
I don't like where this is going.
As Akalkos was struck by bony fangs of an extinct being. Having been eliminated by a planar pilgrim, the Ironbone Hydra lurked beneath the surface, its heads raising above the sludge to strike at those who crossed it to its trap. And though the assemblage was able to defeat its heads, it was at the cost of an amount of trust betwixt them. The hidden backgrounds and guarded quests, the champions of Thrawn kept preservations of solemnity remained distant. While their individual strengths burgeoned, the continuation of the current path leads to their decline and fall. For their witherly Jif withdrew during the fight, an accidental strike against an ally, a Crux. His past heavily weighed upon him as he wandered away.
And then he waddled away.
Da-da-da.
Waddle waddle.
I mean, I just couldn't resist to put the Western thing on it when we talked about it during the session.
We did.
Huh?
All right. As I said before we started, we are starting with you, Hippo. As Hippo sort of moves through the area, he has not teleported, but exploded towards the area, towards the new area, away from the mud, and started walking. And there starts to be more and more trees as you keep walking.
Mhm.
Legend roll the d10, but Hippo roll a perception check.
You want perception? Where is that one? This one. 10.
You have a sensation that there's something around you besides just the birds that you hear. Um, you can't point to where, but you have just a feeling of it.
Hmm.
What would you like to do?
Ah, I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing here.
I mean, you walked away, you kept going, you got to a wooded area.
Uh-huh.
What is
Wooded
Hippo?
area, and I have a feeling that something is there
You have a feeling
besides the
something's around,
trees.
besides trees, besides birds.
Um, well, if I'm having a feeling that something else is here, I'm probably gonna send Tobias up to see if he can look around and see anything.
Okay. Roll a d20, and I don't remember what Tobias's perception is going to be.
D20. 10. I'm good at these tens.
Really are. I think it's listed just as Falcon.
Yeah.
You can add a falcon under the extras tab to have it for reference in the future,
I'm looking for it. I don't see Falcon as an option.
or something
Then it was
similar.
Hawk.
Hawk maybe.
Might have been Hawk. Yeah.
Oh yeah, Hawk.
Yeah.
All right, Hawk. Perception +4, so 14.
14. Okay.
So there is a figure. It looks to be, from what Tobias can see, it appears to be cloaked and hooded. It is sort of leaning against a tree, one hand against the tree, looking from behind you, watching you. Tobias cannot tell if the creature is threatening, but it's definitely there watching.
Okay. Well, and I am going to probably approach this creature.
What do you want to say?
Hello.
And as
Huh?
you speak, the creature sort of turns and looks at you, and its hood is drawn forward, but you can see movement at the base of the shadowy section. And as you say hello, it slides around the tree very slowly, and you can see its flesh is sort of drawn tight and purple on its hand. It keeps the other one behind it and moves forward very sort of gracefully, and gives almost a slight bow and nod, and stands at attention stands back with both hands behind his back. I see you've returned to this continent, Hippo. It's not a voice you directly recognize, but it's an accent you do. As the creature pulls back its own hood, you see its face with a number of tendrils at the base, coming away from where its mouth would be, and a slick purple head, hairless, alien in nature. It's one that you've seen before, and you've recognized this type of creature as a mind flayer. And as the creature sort of looks at you, I don't believe we have had the pleasure of meeting. I am but one of the few who works within the walls of where you once called home. My name is of no importance directly, but I have been asked to come and speak with you now that you have arrived, and to ask what brings your return to this continent.
I. I have returned to this continent on a quest with some fellow adventurers.
A quest. How curious. Hopefully not to return to your kingdom in the Underdark.
I do not have plans to return to my kingdom currently.
That pleases. The lord of your kingdom, is happy with the arrangement previously made. You brought our brethren in to improve the quality of your citizens' lives, and though you made mistakes which hurt them, we have done our best to improve their lives.
Mhm.
I understand, though, that you said you're with adventurers.
Yes.
What sort of adventurers are these?
Uh, it's a wide variety of adventures.
Any who
Don't know
are
how to.
overly intelligent?
A couple of them.
Ah, and you can see his tendrils flickering just a little bit. I would gladly meet them.
I'm not sure they'd be happy to meet you.
Perhaps. Perhaps not. Though, I could always offer them a bite.
Uh, I don't even know what to say to that.
I mean, you're allowed not to know how to respond to a mind flayer saying he's willing
Yeah.
to give someone a bite. That's a reasonable response.
Uh-huh.
Though, I do wish to ask one last thing. Which direction do you head in at this point?
I have no idea where I'm heading, really.
I see you are lacking your companions. Have you once more done damage through your naivety?
I may have.
Ah, such simple friends. Such simple mistakes can break such friendships. Don't worry, I'm sure they don't all hate
I hope they don't.
you. If they do, I could offer assistance.
What kind of assistance?
Oh, you could become part of something much bigger than yourself. I know that you promised not to return, but I have ideas on ways you still may be able to assist with your people.
What kind of ideas?
Oh, let's discuss it over a meal.
A meal? Sounds nice.
With that, I'm actually going to move back to the rest of the party.
Okay. Fighting my knowledge as a player. This is fine.
This is fine. This is fine. Everything is okay. Hippo, how much knowledge do you have about mind players?
None.
Okay, cool. That
I mean, I have a guess, but yeah, no real knowledge.
Would it be reasonable to assume his character has a good amount of knowledge?
so based on the backstory I'm setting up for this, his character knows they're smart and knows they're not magical in nature. And that's all he would have learned.
Okay.
Because, and I'm willing to say this, they have been a bit devious.
Yes.
I hope you enjoy the backstory I've pulled from what you gave me, Hippo.
Seems pretty all right so far. Interesting.
All right. For the rest of the party, what are y'all doing?
What were we discussing when we last left off? I know we went back inside the building, but what were we talking about?
On
We're
your
I
own.
was sharing
Thinking
my
about
vision.
getting this.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were sharing his vision,
That,
and
that was
then
the last thing that
wondered
happened.
where.
Which
Hippo went.
was
The session was ended off on the party agreeing that they should go look for the wizard.
yeah.
So let's go.
Hey guys, have you seen Hippo? I thought he was gonna follow us inside, but he's not here.
I heard
Don't
like
follow
a
us
second
inside.
thunderstep, like during the middle of that whole skirmish. I could not see where he went, but I can only assume that he felt the need to retreat for some reason.
He seemed
He
really
left
upset.
towards the
While they're
north.
talking about this, I'm gonna go outside and look around.
Roll. Are you looking deeply, Will, or are you just like glancing around?
I guess we're all going outside at least looking. For it,
Upon
right?
hearing the mention of the second thunderstep, I'm gonna like look to see if there's like that would leave like a trace of it happening, right?
Yeah. So you can look. You can do an investigation roll, or just if you just want to look, like just
The
sort of like
thunderstep will only leave a trace from where I left.
Well, yeah.
I mean, does it not also do like an explosion where you land, or is that a different spell?
It does not cause any damage or anything when I land.
yeah.
Okay.
Roll investigation, Will.
Should
I also?
-1.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. You can also look.
Oh, that's not good.
I said that only because, I'm in the backpack.
Yeah.
I would
I
be
mean,
with
if
them.
the entire
Yeah,
party is
follow-
agreeing to look for the wizard, and you're gonna let us roll investigation after we go outside on the side of the thunderstep, then
Can
I
I
think we
follow
all
him
would.
and
I mean,
also
this
roll?
was me going outside while y'all were still discussing.
So if everyone wants to go look, that's fine. Whoever wants to, like DJ, if you just want to help Will, he can roll an advantage, or you can look on your own.
I'd say someone else look. I have a -1.
I
I'll
was
look.
going to
can
suggest
look.
Phoebe just try to track him.
Here. Roll.
Roll a nature check for Phoebe, Doc.
Nature check. That's
So-
intelligence.
Oh, is it?
I
You said-
mean,
Yes.
Yeah.
You said roll investigation with advantage for me?
No, just normally.
just regular.
It's either you roll
Six.
normally or give Kaladar advantage.
Yeah.
But either way,
6.
it's one additional d20, and we'd rather have your modifier than Will's.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anyone?
I rolled like shit.
Okay.
Dang.
I
It was going to be
mean,
lost forever.
I mean,
Are we letting the whole
Here.
party roll or not?
Yeah,
Because
anyone
as
who
soon as we're
wants-
done discussing, we
yeah.
would all go investigate the
Yeah, anyone-
thunderstep.
Anyone who wants to look gets to look.
12.
Somehow, I think a 24 would be
God.
pretty good.
I mean, to be honest, my character was in a position where she could see to the north
Okay.
and could see where Hippo went, and she has a passive perception and investigation that should have noticed she went north.
Yeah.
So that's where she would look.
So roll that advantage, Grandma.
So-
You need to say that because we don't know that.
But you were there at
Just
the
did.
session.
No, like as a character.
God.
3.
So,
Okay.
the way I'm looking at this is Kaladar starts looking where Hippo took the first thunderstep. And though he is much better at searching than Kaladar, Suplex is tied to the hip and can't search much further. So with a bad starting point, has not much advantage. Narcira is at least aware that it was away from the village the second one was, based on what was going on around, and was in a part of the village that she could see north. So you're at least looking in the right direction, but Arcalcos and Trixie are actually able to find where the landing probably was, a few footsteps, and then the second explosion, the second thunderstep point. So you do have the spot of where to start, where the step was taken from, and a good assumption of which direction he went.
I'm gonna yell down to the people who are like still on the ground at the site of the first thunderstep. Hey, I think we found it. It's up here.
I
I
go
run
up
over
I,
there.
and
I
rejoin
don't. I mean, I just want to make clear that we're all in the fighting, and it makes sense that we wouldn't notice, but you can hear a thunderstep 300 feet away. It was loud. Everyone should have maybe looked at it and seen that. Oh, he's suddenly
We
on
were
the building.
In combat.
Yeah,
The
we
stupid
one
the-
Hydra went on the building and did something there. So everyone should have seen the thing on the building.
At the very least, I probably would, since I was in combat raging.
I didn't think of it at the time, but I should have.
I
gone
mean,
into
wasn't
stealth
Kaladar
and-
also blind at the time?
and do
Yeah,
what
Yeah,
you
Kaladar
say.
wouldn't.
I don't think the
Yeah.
timing lines
The
up. I think that
fallout.
happened after you left.
We can safely assume not all of us saw it. Can we just leave it at that?
Yeah.
Yeah, like hearing a thunderstep and knowing exactly where it came from are two different things in this situation.
Yeah.
And especially
Right.
with being in combat, you're going to miss where something is sometimes.
I mean, I guess it makes sense. But let's just say that for Trixie, it's very obvious because she is observant as a feed. She would notice.
Hold everyone else up to your standards. Got it.
Yep.
seems
She
very
would comment
on
on it.
Has the party all convened like at the site of the second thunderstep?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, we're all there. I guess they went this way. Then
This is definitely it, but I can't tell where he would have went from this. It's just like a burn on the roof of this thing.
I mean,
Ooh,
I
the dude's
think
gonna
he
be
went north.
angry.
I go north.
Because the wolf is supposed to have advantage on like hearing / smell perception checks. Can I just do that instead of in nature?
Sure.
Bye guys. I'm already going.
I know. I mean, yeah.
Smart lad said north.
Never mind. Okay, dice don't want dog to do good on mud. Apparently, whatever.
That was an advantage.
That was 2d20.
Oh, well, that's unfortunate.
Yep, it was a 3 and a 1. It was advantage.
It was advantage.
It just looked like a normal roll with a modifier.
Yeah, it did. So she's distracted by all the bones.
I mean, that's fair.
You said the bones all magically evaporated, I thought.
There's still a smell.
Okay.
They're all gone, Phoebe. You don't. Okay, you have mud all. Okay, yeah, that'll take a while to wash out. Okay. Let's go.
Okay.
North, we said?
Yep. Let's go north.
To the north.
Me and Adrian are already gone.
Yep.
I rushed to catch up.
Phoebe's leaving behind muddy tracks now.
You're still in the mud.
In the forest? Wow. So terrible.
So yeah, it's not an incredibly long walk before you start to see a forest. You are able to hear talking. You recognize Hippo's voice, but you don't recognize the second voice.
Assuming that I'm near the front, since I started first, I would head towards that.
I go into stealth just in case.
Alright, roll stealth.
Alrighty.
Who else is doing something besides slowly approaching this, whatever the thing Hippo's talking to is?
I'm just following Keller at whatever pace he's going.
Yeah, I would also just be cautiously approaching.
I feel like me and Kaladar wouldn't be cautiously approaching.
Like I'm not loudly approaching. I'm just kind of walking. I don't have a reason to be cautious yet.
Nope. Exactly.
So what time is it?
assuming
It's
that
like
I
around
feel
noon
it.
or whatever.
A little bit past
last time. Yeah. So are we in a foresty area? Is it like a bit shady or is it like more?
There's a little bit of
Clear.
shade. There's not a lot of trees, but there's some. It's not like a thick forest. There is still grass on the ground.
You said we can hear the voice. Can we hear what's being said?
So
It's
is the
softer. It's difficult to hear exactly the words. You're hearing some of the things that are said near the end of the conversation at this point.
okay?
Well, I guess we just keep moving until we see them. There's no
I'm
reason to
still
stop.
going.
A reason to stop.
Yep.
Roll a d20, Will.
Yeah, I love rolling dice. My rolls are being slow. It's weird.
Okay. So you sort of come into the same sort of clearing Hippo's in at the end of the last statement that was made between Hippo and his friend. You're
what was
coming in from the side, and you see Hippo facing this black-robed leathery skinned purple thing with tentacles around its mouth.
Okay.
Battle stance.
Well,
And so it turns towards you and goes, "We have company."
does he see me?
You don't think he does?
Okay.
The
Good
rest
answer.
of the party is like caught up with me, right? Otherwise, I would
Yes.
signal
Yeah.
to them.
Yeah.
Yes.
He pauses and looks towards you. "Lots of company, I see." And straightens up just slightly, putting one hand behind his back and keeping one by his side.
Hmm.
Does he look like threatening? I assume. Just you said cloak, but
Roll.
like, does he look like he's approaching?
He is standing
he...
still right now with one hand behind his back and one at his side. Watch, sort of looking at everyone. If you want to know, see if you know more, roll insight.
Sure.
Can I? s-
My dice are made out of single digits right now.
He.
Stupid to ask.
So, do you want to roll it too, Zatsu?
No, I was gonna ask if I don't know
I'm
why
fine with rolling
I'm
insight.
even asking this, but can I study the way he looks? Like, see if I see some kind of, I don't know. I don't want to say off because the entire fucking thing is off, but like,
So you
never
want to
mind.
see like if anything looks like if something feels threatening about it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have you roll insight at emphasis. Roll twice, keep the one further from 10.
Okay.
7.
Go again.
And 5.
Well,
Oh,
Cool.
well, that's the one further
That
from
is
10.
further from 10.
Yep.
So Kaladar, or no, let's start from the top. Yeah, Kaladar is the top. No,
Venus.
Zatsu.
Zatsu, no, Zenny is the top. Then Kaladar.
Yeah.
So it's a strange sight just to look at this thing. It has purple skin and tentacles around its mouth. You can't really get a good idea of if he's threatening or not. You don't know what threatening would look like for this thing. Its tentacles, the tentacles are moving a little bit. You don't know if he's happy or if he's sad or you don't really have an idea.
Hippo, who is this?
To go down the list before Hippo answers the question. Kaladar, you have a bit better of a sensation that this guy is. You don't know if he's hiding anything, but you definitely could see where he could. You don't know enough about this race to know what it looks like when they are, but this one looks like someone who might try and deceive someone. Though you have no proof of that. That's a gut feeling. Now, Sierra, the best you can tell, this guy's probably just happy. Happy. Like the tentacles moving. It's like sort of you squirm a little bit when you're happy, and he's sort of looking at everyone. He's probably happy to see everyone. You have no idea.
That sounds fair.
Yeah. Based on how you sort of squirm around when you're happy, you feel like that's probably what his tentacles are doing.
Okay.
He seems like it's almost in his mind. You almost want to leave your hiding spot behind the tree. As Xenia speaks, he sort of shifts his eyes to look at Hippo before shifting his eyes and looking at the rest of the party again. Hippo, this is on you.
Oh, I thought you was gonna say something.
No, he didn't say shit.
Okay, well, I mean, I'm
We're all
just gonna
in a
say,
standoff.
I do not know who this is.
Oh, are these your friends?
Yes.
Who's asking?
And you can see his tentacles sort of pull up as you speak. Ah, you're one of those Warforged, aren't you? A curious bunch. Not sure what gave you such a sensation of liveliness.
While he's talking, like, I'm gonna slowly circle, like, keeping a distance from him, and eventually get, like, after 20-30 seconds or so, be between him and Hippo, just like in a defensive stance.
Are you trying to hide that you're doing that? Or are you just trying
No, I'm not. I'm doing this in plain sight because I already don't trust him. But I don't know why. I
I
don't know
think
why
I
I
would
don't.
follow the paladin's lead here and do something along the same lines.
I come out from behind my tree and sneak up towards them, but not too close.
Towards who? Towards the guy? Towards Hippo?
Uh, kind of like where Doc is, but kind of just like a bit further away, like so I can. I'm not really in between them, but like the way that I see that I'm standing, I can see them both.
Okay. So, correct me if I'm wrong. Will and Zenny are getting between Hippo and the guy.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay.
More or less, yeah.
I emphasize in a defensive stance. I don't have weapon drawn or anything. It's just
Do you have your
me.
shield out?
I always have my weapon drawn.
I think technically, because we're not in combat, that includes me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Do you
Yeah,
have your shield
I-
out, Doc?
No.
Okay.
I feel like as they step in front of me, I am going to put my hands on their shoulders and tell them to both calm down. We're not looking for a fight.
Ah, yes. A fight would be unpleasant.
Unpleasant for who?
And you can see his what you can best assume as his cheeks, the spot above his tentacles, sort of squinch upward towards his eyes squinting just slightly. At this point, you can tell his eyes are different from any ones you've seen. They are very dark. Ah, such a strange little one. He reaches out a hand, palm up, sort of almost like it's reaching out to like brush against your face.
I'm not that close to him.
No, you're not. There's a little bit of time, but like he's almost reaching out as though he is pulling you forward. You're a different race. I don't believe I've had the pleasure of meeting one like yours, Elf. You all may call me Vigomort.
Say it again.
Vigomort.
Like Voldemort.
Vigo Mort.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
There's a very
name.
specific name I'm pulling from.
You don't say.
Well, I don't say.
Really?
I drew a blank.
Does he have a nose? Is it there?
No. The name is not Voldemort. It's Viggo Mortensen, which is the actor that plays Aragorn in Lord of the Rings.
They don't have noses, Will. They have tentacles.
All right. Well. So it is Voldemort. Gotcha.
That's
Just with tentacles.
he sort of looks at the rest of you guys. You seem very odd. Roll another stealth check from Mizatsu.
Okay.
You seem like you're not here for friendly reasons.
Wow.
Oh boy.
I'm always being friendly. You think you're hidden, Zatsu?
You think?
Alright. I don't like the sound of that.
I mean,
Do
that's
the rest of us see him?
most of you know where Zatsu is.
Oh, all right. Fair enough.
I'm always doing my best to be friendly and kind to beings such as yourself.
Beings like yourself? What?
Oh, it's a gnome. Well, there are being such as yourself, and then being such as myself. Oh wow, that's a thing.
Wait,
Don't
what?
mind me, I hit a button.
That's fine.
Spell attack to hit.
Okay.
Let's just like we're
That was
doing this
not
shit.
me attacking. That was me clicking something on the stupid plugin that I was told to install and not knowing it would auto roll a die.
Oh, it does.
Legend rolls to attack, doesn't hit.
I'm not gonna even try to argue if Controllus is just like, yes, you misclicked something on D&D Beyond. Now the entire course of the session has changed. That's a good decision for the DM to make.
No, I'm not doing that shit.
I mean,
Well, what's happening?
I want everyone to roll a wisdom save.
a wisdom
I'm pretty close
Is
to a
it-
good handful of the party. I don't know
Is it
exactly who,
magic
but they
or
do get
what?
plus.
You get a plus
The
something?
wisdom save magic?
You get a
or what
plus
is-
3 if you're
No,
within
it's not
10 feet of me.
Okay, so
18.
I'm at 17 then.
I mean,
Steve,
if
you
you're
have to
getting
roll.
plus 3, then 21.
So
You
how
said
is
a wisdom save?
wisdom save?
Steve, you have to roll, or
No, he doesn't have to roll.
These are some pretty good rolls all across the board, really. I
I'm
shouldn't.
going to not
You
do
spoke too
that.
soon, Will.
if the suplex is in the backpack, that's a 12, not a 9.
So this is your what is this ability, Doc?
No, it's just the paladin aura. It's plus my charisma modifier to saving throws
Oh,
for
okay.
anyone within 10 feet.
I mean,
all right.
I would assume me and Calendar are in D train.
Yeah, at least those 3, because Hippos did say
Yeah.
he put his hand on my shoulder, so he's close.
So I'm gonna ask Legend, Nursira, Trixie, and Suplex. I want all of you to tell me what your character is currently thinking. I'm gonna go down. So Arcal goes first.
Who is this creature and what do they have to do with Hippo?
Okay.
And I've straight up asked the creature,
Yeah.
like, who is he? Who's asking? Like, I'm Warforged with the other things that were going on, and he didn't answer me. Probably slightly annoyed about that.
Okay. Nursira, what's your character currently thinking?
I'm not weirded out by this person. I'm more curious about this person and his connection to his connection to Hippo.
Okay. Trixie, what are you currently thinking?
Is this one of those things we heard about in the city that took over Hippo's old city? What were they called again? Mind Flayer? I don't know.
Suplex, what are you currently thinking?
I was thinking about trying to intimidate.
Pokemon want to scare.
Pokemon use scary face is ineffective.
I was just typing into Google if Muck learned Scary Face.
I was gonna ask if Muck has the ability to have the intimidate ability.
Nope.
No.
No.
Uh-uh.
Oh, he used detect thoughts on the party, right?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking
So,
too.
Hippo, you're able because of your role. You've realized what's going on. He's used to tech thoughts. Muck does learn scary face, by the way.
Yeah.
And you can see him sort of his tentacles shift around more and almost aggressively, like snapping and twitching very quickly. I am just. Let's call me a scout. I obtain information. And sometimes, when there's a friend, I bring them back for a good meal. Hippo made a deal with my kind to make sure his people are kept safe. He'd made a horrible mistake, which injured many of them. and the greatness of our heart. And you can see him sort of putting his hand over the right side of his chest as he says that. We took control and let him take opportunity for a furlough to learn. And
So
then
are you calling him back?
oh no. The deal was that he wouldn't return. He made such a muck of things previously
Ha ha
that
ha.
that we
I,
decided
I,
it was
I don't
best
like puns.
if he didn't turn back.
As a
Yes.
character, I frown at him. I don't like puns.
I smile.
I don't get the fun.
Mock.
Make a mock of things.
No, as a character, I don't
Yeah.
get the fun.
Yeah.
I heard that.
God.
Yeah.
So,
I-
like, as a player, when he said meal, I'm like, all right, what do I roll to see what he means by that?
By what? Emil?
When he
Roll
said
a.
meal, yeah.
If you are thinking, trying to figure out if you know about that, roll a Arcana check.
I mean, Cal does not know. What do you mean?
Oh yeah.
Wait. What was my last stealth check? One. Okay, it was 11. He probably sees me.
Yeah, he knows you're there.
I just
Well,
come out
yeah,
of
he
stealth.
just mind read you. He knows you're there.
I'll just say I'll just go ahead and just come out. I'm just gonna go ahead and come out of stealth. There's a reason to stay in it.
Ah, the snake lady has joined us. You are a
Eh,
Naga? No, you are a Yuan-Ti. Isn't
My
that
twin-
correct? Ah, yes,
My
you are a Yuan-Ti. Such an interesting history the two of you races have.
My eye just starts twitching at him, just profusely as I just stare him down from calling me a Naga. I look a bit pissed off a little bit that he ended up calling me that, but I conceal the rage from it and just say nothing.
Roll deception.
Where is it? Where the there it is. I could not find that for the life of me.
It's under the D's.
here's no. Sorry.
Did you roll it out to my computer's going slowly?
Yes, 16.
Yeah, I rolled a
Oh,
16.
Okay, I'm gonna refresh. So you're able to effectively hide the fact that you're upset with him. He probably has a good idea that you are. He seems smart, but you're hiding it, so it's not obvious. Not very obvious.
Hippo, do we need to be worried about this guy?
That's a question I want to ask Controlius. How much does Hippo know about what's going on in the kingdom? Does he have reason to not trust these guys?
So the last information you would have had is you made a decision in the kingdom which caused a lot of people to get hurt. You don't know how the injuries happened, but you know you were told by the group that you had met a group of mind players. They'd come in, they'd asked to assist with being advisors.
Oh, wait a minute.
They impressed you with their intelligence. You felt comfortable letting them advise you. Based on the decision you made, people got injured. They helped show you how it was all your fault, based on the decision you made. And then they offered to make the deal for you to leave and them to rule in your stead.
Okay, so I am fine with these people. I
Yeah,
have no
You
distrust
have
of them.
no reason to think that there's anything wrong with these guys.
I have a thing to say. So,
And yeah,
Congrats.
question.
Mhm.
When we were messing with the Darklings and they mentioned their big client, they mentioned
Yeah.
him by name as, like, the dude ruling over Hippo's area, right?
They mentioned by
Unless
name.
I'm mistaken.
I don't remember if they mentioned directly Hippo's area.
I'm pretty.
We
you
were
might be
given
right, I
a
don't-
name and the fact that they ruled over a city of mind flayers.
Ah, then yes.
Yeah. Okay. I just remembered this now. But if I remembered this earlier, I would have done this.
I mean,
so are you just
we
throwing
have
a
no
punch?
reason. I mean, the rest of the party would have no reason to believe this person is connected to that either.
Well,
Right.
Why
these
not?
mind flayers.
That
And
there's
they're
a
saying
mind
rules-
flayer. How do you have any idea they're related to? You know, they're just a race
Yeah.
in the world. They don't have to be related to
Yeah.
a city of that race.
Uh huh.
It should
Yep.
be noted, Will,
And?
that you also don't know what a mind flayer. He doesn't know what a mind flayer is.
God, fine.
You have not interacted with a mind flayer before. Hippo hasn't
I
said this
just
is a mind flayer.
remembered this, and I was like, I remembered a thing from like 20 sessions ago.
Yeah, you did.
It was session 10.
It feels like 20 sessions ago. It was like 20 weeks at least.
It's been a minute.
It has been exactly 10 in-game days since this happened.
That's
Or
weird.
9.
Alright, fine.
Nine
I
in-
don't
in
punch
days.
him
Okay.
yet.
Yeah. Yes.
Someone needs to stop Kaladar from punching this thing.
I'm not.
I mean, I already
Yeah.
told him not to. We don't want to fight here.
He's not gonna listen.
I know, but I've told him.
If I am given any connection between this dude and that group, it's getting attacked.
Can I look at Kaladar and tell him the sun's getting low, big guy?
Sure. Anyone else want to say anything? You want to do anything? Or just-
I
I
want to see.
asked him who was like, who is he? Why is what that? Yes, who is he?
Gave
I
his
want
name,
to see
didn't
if
he?
I can identify what race he is with that Arcana check and
Okay.
prove my suspicions.
So, Legend, he did answer with his name at one point.
Yes.
Eventually, yes, I remember this now. Okay.
So as you are thinking back of your studies, you're eventually able to determine that this creature looks a lot like a creature from your studies that you learned about called the Mind Flayer. They are generally, they have their own rules they go by. They have a society by themselves. You don't know. The study didn't tell you where the society would have been or where their rules or the cities would have been, but there is a very obvious tier hierarchy to them. And you're also aware that some of them are. They might eat brains, is some of the rumors you heard. There wasn't a lot of great detail on what these creatures actually were.
All right.
Hmm.
So yeah, that's the
It's like
information you have.
flying brain.
Not flying brain, eating brain.
What, eating brain?
They might eat
Yes.
brains.
Oh, so that's what they meant with the meal, because my character
Yes.
would be like, I have picked up on that.
Yeah. That's probably what they meant with the meal.
Hmm. Well, I'm not very fond of them talking about having a meal with the party arriving, or even before the party arrived.
And you can see him sort of
So
look
me
like-
as a okay,
Go
go
on.
ahead. Oh, I was going to say me as a character, I would at some point ask him. So what's cooking good looking?
roll a charisma check.
Okay, hold on. Gosh darn it! This is easier on a computer than it is a phone.
Fair.
Fair.
I gotta go. Oh, I went too far back. Sorry.
It's alright.
You said charisma.
Yeah, straight charisma.
Oh, there. Wait. Yeah, there it is. Hey, about time.
Oh,
That's
that's
pretty
a very
good.
charismatic.
He's gonna believe you when you call him good looking.
So you sort of turn up the charm, and you're trying to say this and trying to. I'm not sure what you're trying to do.
He is
I'm
also
trying to
not
find
sure
out
what
what's
he's
going
trying to do.
He just sort of pauses. You can see him staring at you at a mixture of the best you can tell confusion and maybe attraction. You can't tell with his face. He sort of looks at you and says, I don't know what to make of you.
I get that a lot.
Hmm.
I'm gonna cut in and say, "What do you want?"
I was just about to say that.
You say you're a scout. What are you here to find?
I was just speaking with Hippo. I want to make sure he was going to continue our deal. The deal made with my masters. It would be.
You said you were going to take him to lunch. What's for lunch?
Even though I know they won't answer, I want to ask who their masters are.
And you can see him sort of stutter for a little bit. It's like, lunch? Well, you see lunch be, oh, my masters. My leader, he is a great one. Where'd I leave that fucking sheet of paper? I pulled it out because I need the name. Luke Vigak is the leader of our. And
Say it again. Spell it,
I was about to
please.
say, spell it for Temp Doctor.
You were half cutting out when you said it too.
Vuk Vigak, VUKVIGGAK.
Okay.
That is the Mind Flayer leader. We all also pledge our life to an Elder Brain.
Huh.
Will, I want you to
Yeah.
roll
The name of the Elder Brain.
a wisdom check. He's
Okay. Be good. God. Okay, that's not a 1. That's a 7, but that's still not good.
the Elder. We pledge ourselves to an Elder Brain.
That's an 11. He's still next to Doc.
That you didn't
Oh,
say
yeah.
saving throw.
That
It is saving
wasn't-
throw specifically.
Specifically throws, never mind.
The Elder Brain who guides our society is the Great One, Scarlac.
You did mention his name before.
I did.
Yeah.
So, Will, as he says the name, everything sort of like, it sounds familiar. You know you're upset. You don't remember why. But you do feel like you have a justification to punch.
I do?
You feel justified. You don't remember exactly why, but it's enough that you feel like if you want to throw a punch, I'm not gonna stop you.
So with my nat 20, do I never get to figure out what's for lunch?
Yeah, sorry,
No.
guys.
You were a nat 20 for being charismatic, not for reading his mind.
And here we
If-
go.
If
I think you could
Calder
have
is
rolled
going
a
to
30
punch,
on
I do
charisma
want
and he
to
still
try to
wouldn't have
stop
told
him.
you.
Okay.
Yeah, me too.
I want the two of you to roll a strength check.
Okay.
And I want Caldor, I
Me
want
and
you to roll. Actually, no. I'm gonna have your punch
Strength.
roll be the comparison.
Me and Hippo.
You and Hippo. Hippo at advantage.
Oh yeah, I have hippo strength. Always advantage on strength.
Okay.
Oh,
Good,
Well,
because that first roll's a
that's-
3. What are they trying to do? I missed it.
Nope.
They're trying to stop.
Stop him
Caldor.
from punching.
I mean, there's two
Alright,
people
try
piling
this.
on you. I imagine a 13 and a 15 versus an 18. Something's gonna happen here.
So you pull back and you start to throw your punch, and you feel like it's going to hit, and you can feel Hippo's sort of pulling you back, and Narcia sort of wrapping around your arm. You are stopped.
I have 2 hands.
You do, but there's two
I
of
have
them.
4.
They stopped
She does
one
have
arm.
more.
She has
They
more.
stopped one arm.
They stopped both arms.
Ah, well,
I read my-
fine.
I wrap my tail around him.
Yeah.
Just to be specific.
Zatu, roll another strength check.
Okay.
Attempt to grapple.
Ah.
That's a nice grapple.
So you sort of wrap your tail around him, but he's able to sort of just pull you off. But he's pulling forward. He's not happy.
So he doesn't eat me?
He doesn't
Sweet.
eat you, no. I'm
You
assuming
would have
Will's not
muted
going to try and
yourself
eat
if you
you.
were one lower.
Hold up. Here's the thing. I might try to throw them at him.
Oh god.
Throw the snake.
Or the
Well,
hippo.
I have like a feature where like bear, I can easily move or push pull that's very heavy.
Oh, do you have?
Your
Wow.
capacity is doubled with your 20 strength.
Wow,
yeah.
you're
I
calling me
can-
fat now?
I can easily push pull lift 1,200 pounds and carry 600. Do
That's
they
enough.
weigh enough to completely stop me?
I see how it is, Calidar. Call me fat. Okay.
So
Um,
they are pulling you back. You are able to, for that feat, I'm going to use that as something that is not restrained, not working against you. It's easy to push pull.
I don't remember how.
But with that strength, you're able to start pulling forward. At this point, you can
Can I-
see. Go on.
Can I peek my head out and try my the sun is getting low big guy thing again?
Roll a charisma check.
I don't
Charisma
remember
or
how much I
persuasion?
weighed.
Charisma.
All right.
Do
Gosh
I
darn
have
it.
to fight against it?
That's what he rolls.
1923.
All right.
I'm not gonna beat that.
Do you want to fight against and see how quickly you sort
I
of calm
I
down?
feel like the entire 12 to 18 range on D-Train's dice doesn't exist. He's got 1 to 11, 19, and 20.
Yeah, roll a charisma check.
Just
charisma
not when
save
he
just to
hits.
find out. Will.
It's not when he uses
All
weapons to
right.
hit.
I know, right?
That's, yep.
And
Yeah.
I'm going to assume that there's something about what he's saying that just confuses you. Just enough for you to slow down and stop charging.
Oh.
Or
Wait, so I
pulling.
wasn't either.
Push pull lift.
Look at me
or
charming
break.
the
Calidar,
Hulk
did you
here.
do your thing with your ability thing where you were gonna yeet me?
Well,
I didn't
no,
let
he,
him be.
Okay.
he made that as a I'm pulling you both forward with me.
I mean, if
Okay.
you want to try and yeet, that's a thing that you haven't said yet.
No. No.
I mean, I don't think he pulls us forward.
mean,
Yeah.
He has the ability to
I-
carry a lot of weight. You are both pulling
I mean-
back.
Do
though.
you both?
My hippo build
add
also
up.
makes me count as a size larger for
Oh,
Do
pulling her.
you count? Do both of you equal
He's trying to pull away.
1,200 pounds?
maybe.
How much do
I mean,
they?
the hippo might
how
do
much do
that
they weigh?
alone.
Yeah, I was about to say.
Yeah.
You got to remember, I'm still in the bag because we're not in combat. So you are carrying 152.
So
Well,
There's 3, not 2.
so between all three of them and the hippo build, it is a lot of weight pulling you back. It's also the fact that
Well-
they are actually pulling you back and not just sort of hanging on out on you. So it is
fine.
slightly increased.
Well, now what happens?
He is sort of looking at you now with a mixture of amusement and maybe concern. And then sort of looking at you, you did choose a interesting group. I hope you don't hurt any of them. And you can see sort of these wisps around him, and he poofs out of existence.
Hey, get back here! I wanted to know what was for lunch.
You were for lunch.
He doesn't have a brain. What do you mean?
This is all.
Damn it!
This is y'all's time to discuss what you want to discuss.
Not the first time
Okay,
we've been
well, that
called
was a thing.
interesting.
Especially me.
I finally let go of Calidar and just look at him with a disappointed look.
What are you doing? Are you doing the? You're supposed to discourage Sid. It's like, how dare you just punch random people? He looked nice. He was happy. His tentacles were flailing around. He was happy.
You say he's a friend. He doesn't seem like he has the best intentions, though.
Mentioned Scarlac. That's all I'm
So
trying to
what
think
exactly
about.
was the deal that you made with them, Hippo? Because mind flayers are not really creatures you want to make deals with.
Are they like demons or something where they always want to go back on the deal?
Or they just like to feed on brains.
Oh. Yeah, okay.
I mean, I made a deal for them to protect my people, and they have lived up to their end of the deal so far.
Are you sure about that?
As far as I know, they have not broken this deal.
So if you would come to their city, you would break your end of the deal, and you're not planning on doing that, I assume. But we should
Correct.
still be wary of them.
So if
Because I
they're
don't trust them.
They did look
I
cool though.
I plan to honor my end of the deal as long as they honor their end. If they
they're in
should ever
this-
break the deal, then they would become my enemy.
So if their end of the deal is to protect, what's your end? What do they want you to do?
They wanted me to leave and let them rule?
And you just let them. Wait, what were they protecting them from? Was it that dangerous?
Now you're asking questions that I don't know the answer to. Controlius have to answer some of this.
To the best of your knowledge, what they're protecting them from is your naivety.
They're protecting
I
my
assume I
people
did
from me.
something.
So, I haven't thought too far about what the decision you made is. So let's say that you made a decision to what you thought better the city, building something new, building some new sort of infrastructure.
Okay.
And when they started building it, something happened. You were a little bit light on the information about what happened, but a number of the workers were crushed and killed.
Okay.
Or you were told they were crushed and killed. A lot of their heads were crushed. This horrible injuries. You did get to see a few of the bodies. They were definitely dead. A lot of them just upper bodies crushed and mangled, as though just parts, something above them, fell. Do you think there might have been a deep dragon that was awakened? But you didn't see or hear anything about the deep dragon beyond that. But they were greatly injured, and the mind players were able to convince you that it was because of your decision about this growth which led to this.
All right, I got a question. So, is that information that you're giving to us as characters?
That's information I'm giving to Hippo, which I'm assuming he's passing on.
Yes, that would be what I'm telling everyone right now.
Yeah. So that's the question: is does he want to say this is the mistake I made, or just I made a mistake and it hurt people? That's
yeah. I think it would be more vague. Like I made a bad decision as a leader, and it caused people to get hurt and killed, and thus I made the deal with the Mind Flayers that they would rule in my place while I go and learn more of the world so that I don't make such an inexperienced mistake again.
Damn, I was hoping you'd keep the dragon thing in there. Me. So 2 things. First off, Magic Lady, did you say that they eat brains? Is that what was for lunch?
Yes, that was what was for lunch.
All right. The second thing, how does no one know anything about me and what to make of me? This is so weird. Can't a slime just slime?
I don't know, Soupy. I think they're gonna start looking at you funny when you start throwing pickup lines at them.
I guess.
I just said a simple phrase. What's cooking, good looking. How they take it is upon themselves.
I mean,
only-
he just wanted to know what they were cooking for lunch. It's fine.
Exactly. I wasn't trying to hit on him or nothing. Now, if he takes it that way, that's on him. There's only two things I've got my mind set on.
I guess
I wink,
slimes
wink.
I guess slimes are just not common. As I look towards Soup. Curiously.
It's just everyone we seem to
Slimes-
run into says they don't know what to make of me.
I mean, slimes
Even
may
in
be
some-
common, but what he
Well,
is not common.
Soup. He said that he didn't know what to make of that. He didn't say that he didn't know what to make of you.
That's fair, but it seems as that is a common phrase around me. They don't know what
Yeah.
to make of anything about me.
There's just not a lot of talking slimes.
So, are you?
Oh,
You
right.
believe
he
they're
did
holding
run
out
off,
their
didn't
part
you?
of the? You believe they're holding out their part of the deal? Is there any desire to go check back out on our people sometime in the future?
Maybe in the future, but for now, no.
Hmm.
I am just curious if the city they were spoke of were the city that we learned about from those kidnappers back in the city.
That
Because they
is-
did mention the same name that he just mentioned, right? I don't misremember the name of their leader.
Yeah, no, that was definitely mentioned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if they work with those people that were literally enslaving people, I don't think they have too many good intentions for your people.
Yeah, anybody named Snorlax is bad by my book.
Yep.
Who's Snorlax?
That's what the guy
I mean-
said, right?
He said
Snorlax?
Scarlack.
I think
Shut
it
up,
was
not-
Scarlax, Scar
character-
something.
I'm role playing. Shut up.
It's close
So are
enough.
we.
What? Oh my God.
A great way to interpret it. I love it.
Hmm.
Well, we should still be on our way. I don't even know where this city of theirs is, and this was just a scout of them, as he said so himself. I don't know how far they send out their scouts, but considering that he also poofed out of existence, I feel like they are most likely not the closest to our location, and we should maybe just take note and investigate this later.
Grandma, roll
Continue
on
on
check
our-
for me.
All right.
Yeah, as long as we're sure that they don't pose
Well, I rolled
any immediate
perfectly.
threat and that we don't think they're doing anything bad, I think we're good to just keep moving towards Shadowmoor.
So Grandma, from your knowledge of magic, you would know that he used some sort of spell to teleport.
Arkelkos, how tall are you?
6'3" was the height I threw out.
As me, I'm disappointed. We went to go find Hippo, and I missed the opportunity to sing "We're Off to See the Wizard."
Well, if you ever have any doubts about them, let us know. Like, don't be scared to ask us for help. We can always go back to the city and check.
Arkelkos, I'm gonna ask you a weird question. Can I jump on
What's
you?
up, Nasira?
Can I jump on you?
For what purpose?
Travel? Just hang. Just hang from you.
That's you made me
Oh.
choke.
Satsu wants to become a scarf for a Kelkos?
Yeah, why not?
Is it 50 pounds per strength score?
You
Wait,
can
I'm
carry
sorry,
Nasir if
why?
you want to.
Why the snake on the robot? I missed something.
Modifiers -1.
I don't know how well I can carry you. I would if I could.
Oh,
Hey, the
okay.
DM has spoken. He said you could carry if you want to.
If
Just
you want
because
to.
you don't have.
It is
You
not
can
because I
carry if
can't
you want
carry her.
to.
I'm trying to
You
slide
can't
out
leave
of
your
this.
friends
I'll
behind.
just say like he said if he wants to.
The Sierra, just because you don't have legs doesn't mean you can't move on your own.
Fine, fine,
I feel as
Point and
though
laugh.
fine. I'll just fine.
you're
I'll
pointing
just
left
go.
from my backpack.
Yep, that's why
Fine.
I'm
I'll
pointing
just
and
swing
laughing.
from the trees.
Okay.
They're not close enough, Zatsu.
I can try to jump up there.
Acrobatics check.
You most certainly can try.
Okay. Nope.
You're able to get up a tree, but it's about 10 or 15 feet to the next one.
Hi, squirrel.
There's, yeah, you
I'm
sort
gonna
of look over
Flash
like,
of Genius that acrobatics check.
Okay,
Yeah.
when I said you can move on your own, I didn't. Okay, you're just gonna jump. All right, fine.
so you roll your die for the Blast of Genius or Flash of Genius, whatever it is.
Flat +3.
Oh, flat +3. So you climb up the tree, and you sort of like climb up on one of the branches, and it's still about 10, 15 feet to the next one. And while you're like sort of looking to see if you can make it, you look over and there's a squirrel just sort of standing there on the edge of the branch, staring at you.
Can I try?
+3 added the squirrel.
Can I try animal handling just quickly? Like, do I have enough time to do that?
Sure, roll handling.
All right.
Do what?
Time to roll
was
a
a
very
squirrel.
low score.
Fuck.
So
Scared
you sort of like
of the squirrel.
trying to like reach out to like wave at the squirrel, I guess.
Well,
And
by that,
I guess.
I misspoke.
it yeets an acorn right between your
Yeah,
eyes,
yeah.
and then runs off.
But
I feel like this is
I'm
happening.
gonna let this happen. But like, I misspoke. Instead of animal handling, I meant animal friendship.
Oh no, you didn't have enough of that.
Okay,
Your animal friendship is only for snakes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep.
okay.
Wait, Zatsu has a.
Yes.
It's a racial feat.
The snake
Yeah.
gets
Racial
along with
feat.
snakes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
That's
Okay.
highly unfortunate, Zatsu.
Yeah. Oh
Oh,
well.
okay. Well, All right. We get to keep going
If
now.
that
Or...
acrobatics check didn't do anything, can I have my Flash of Genius back?
Yeah, you can have Flash of Genius back.
What do you mean? Your
land
Flash
in-
of Genius added the squirrel.
I land and I don't hit anybody. I don't hit anybody as I land,
Alright.
but I land like
Hopefully.
right next to Kalidar, and I just look up at him and just smile.
Do I have to roll a deck save to dodge this?
No.
No.
Good.
All right, let's move.
Sounds
Up the
good.
shadow ball.
All right.
How far
Where are we
is
moving
Groudon
to?
again?
Are we not going to Groudon?
Groudon's
Yeah.
on the way.
I think that's right.
Did we head towards Groudon or did we
We've-
go a different
we've-
direction? I
We've been
don't
heading
remember.
towards Groudon.
You went north, which is mostly towards Groudon.
Okay. I wasn't sure.
Since Xenia is a walking compass, we can adjust if based on where Groudon actually is, because we have that information. If we know we had to go more west, we would change to going more west.
Okay.
True.
I'm gonna take a slight out of game. Doc, there's a very fun part, speaking of deck saves, later in that campaign, in campaign 2 for Critical Role.
Fine.
But I wanted to mention it, but I don't want to spoil it for you. But moving on.
Sure.
Going to Groudon. I don't know what the fuck y'all doing on the way to Groudon. Someone roll me a D5.
D5.
Okay.
D6.
I was like D5. That's a weird one.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
you got,
Uh-oh, guys.
you got
Five.
multiple.
Mine comes out to 5.
Alright, who rolled first?
Oh, we
many
got a
people
1 and we
rolled?
got a 6, so we got a 5.
Well,
I rolled.
Our Calicos rolled a D10 instead of a D6, and Sierra rolled first. So
Well, Controlius asked for a D5, and I'm like, alright, cool. D10 divided by 2, round up.
So I got a
I
5,
mean-
a 4, a 1, and a reroll. Got it.
There
I
are
was gonna
two
say,
fives. We got 5.
Okay.
There was a 5 involved.
The 5 was the first roll.
The 5 was the first one. We also got 2 of them, so 5.
Mm-hmm.
Where did I put that?
I mean, that assumes that you're going up when you have your D10.
If you
Rounding
divide by
up.
2 round down, 1 is a 0.
Okay. As you're exiting the forest, I want who's leading?
Kaladar.
Yeah, I'll sure.
Me and the dumb barbarian,
I-
usually.
is
Either
it
Kaladar
normal
or the
normal
barbarian.
standing order?
Kaladar and Xenia.
You can
I
have it normal.
occasionally change my mind on whether or not I'm in the middle or the back. I'll be in the back this time.
Okay.
I'll be up front because of fairy compass. Sure.
Yeah.
I'll be in the middle.
I
Like,
want
in front is usually me or
our
Doc.
Kalkos, Xenia, and Kaladar to roll perception.
My favorite.
Not a.
I'm like not bad. I have a plus. Okay,
What
there we
happened to
go.
What happened to
Finally.
the D6? Actually, you can't answer that.
I made a decision based on the D6.
I was just say, yeah, you can't answer that. So
It's
It's
roll for
perception.
encounter.
All
Yeah.
right.
Petroleus.
Yo,
Not I.
not you.
Okay.
I'm assuming you're like leaning back in the bag.
Yeah, I'm kind of like meerkatting it.
Okay.
I heard catnip.
You exit the forest. You're able to find back to the road, and travel back on the road again. There are some trees on the road once more, and you walk for another 2 or 3 hours, starting to get closer towards dinner time. As you start getting close to the point that you're trying to think about food, you see a smoke in the distance. It's a little bit. It's not a dark smoke, but
Like a
it's not
campfire?
white. Campfire.
Hmm.
Are they like close to the road that we can see who they are if we're just walking?
As you're getting close, you see it looks like it's a band of 2 people. One has a large backpack behind him. It looks like there's a number of not tents on the back, but a number of bedrolls on the back. Just a large number of things. The other one seems to have a much smaller pack, but a number of books spread out in front of them in front of the campfire. The one with the large pack is a slightly older gentleman. He is armored. He does have a sword and appears probably something else, and no helmet. But he is the one cooking. And there's something wonderful smelling. A little bit. There's cracks of crisp in the air. Whatever the smell is, it's divine. To kill for. It might be bacon.
Ooh,
Phoebe is instantly
now that
distracted
is
by the
the
smell.
kill for.
The other one is a younger man. He's got longer hair. It's blonde, pulled back into a tight ponytail, and he's got glasses on. And you can see him 3 or 4 books in front of him, darting between them, writing something down one, moving to another. He is completely oblivious to you as you approach. While the other one, you see him put down the pan and sort of stand up, walking behind the other guy who's closer to the road, placing one hand on one of his hands on the pommel of his sword. The pommel's the end.
Yeah.
Sort of looking at you and giving a nod. Not threatening, but also just very much
Protective.
protective.
You said it's close to dinner time, right?
It's close to dinner time, yeah.
As we approach, I'll like wave and say, "Hey, fellow travelers, mind if we join you for dinner?"
And you can see the older one is definitely cautious as you approach and speak, but you see the other ones will pop his head up and turn and look at you. His eyes get wide when he sees you. He goes, "Oh, fairy. Let's let him join us. And you can see the face of the other one just he not upset, but still like a stern grimace, and looking each of you up and down, and nod, gesture towards spots in the dirt on the other side of the campfire.
I take the place, I guess, and start getting our own food out.
I slither over and just curl up my tail and sit down.
What are your names?
Always I'm fucking trying to take a bite. Here to eat dinner at midnight. And you can see the slightly older one looking. My name is Anthony. This is Gregory.
Xenia.
Hiya, I'm Nasira.
You're just traveling along, yeah?
And you can see Gregory sort of getting closer to you and sort of looking at you with wide eyes through his glasses. Xenia.
Hi.
Hi. Xenia. Where are you from?
Really far to the west of here.
Oh.
You're getting a little close there. I just like back up a little bit.
And you can see him.
Scholar, perchance.
Oh, yes, I am. Gregorius the Third.
Third.
Okay, what is your area of expertise?
I am studying ancient and foregone civilizations, those that have died through numerous reasons. My passion, though, is the study of an ancient Fey civilization.
That's
strangely
that convenient. It's okay.
As you sort of look at his notes just offhandedly, Trixie, you can see a combination of different information about fairies on one side, and the other one very specifically about the ancient civilization. You've recognized a couple words from the ancient civilization in this area that you've heard of.
I mean, Trixie was interested in the ancient civilizations as well, and like artifacts and keeping them safe.
I'm not too
why she got expelled from the academy, trying to protect those from people just wanting to make money off of them.
Are you going to mention any of this, or this is just a reminder to us?
I mean, I'm gonna ask if like, well, how he started to study this, if you had been to any academia, or mention the Sumerian academia, is the one where I was. See if he knows anything about that and is familiar with it.
I haven't been there, but I did meet one of the professors. What was his name, Anthony? I believe his name was George. Yes, I met George. Wonderful man. Great knowledge. He tried to dissuade me from one of my findings. I found a story about a metal colossus. George told me it was just a myth, but I'm convinced it might be real.
Oh, I'm very interested in that. Also, George is a lovely being. He took care of me growing up, so he is like a father figure for me.
Wonderful.
Also, I never introduced myself. Trixie Locksmith, at your service.
Locksmith. Why does that name sound familiar? You can see him sort of toss aside one book and dig into another one. Oh shit. Things I didn't think about looking for. This is why I'm trying to refresh all my books. Everything's together.
I haven't noted where me and D-Train are.
Someone else want to say something while I'm digging through my notes?
You said you know a lot about ancient Fey kingdoms. Is there anything on this side of the world that's interesting to you?
Oh yes, yes. I heard about one. And he's seeing like, stop looking through one pile and start digging into another one. Oh, what's the name of the Fey kingdom? I believe. This is exactly what I'm doing. I'm digging through one pile and do another one.
It's just
Poor Controlius.
Yeah.
Controlius is doing the perfect part to roleplay that we're
look at him and
that
I wanna-
scholar because he's like, I'm about as disorganized as this person right now.
Yeah.
I look at him and I ask, "Hey, can I draw you?" Just kind of energetically, but not to the point where I scare them a bit.
And you seem to have pop up. He goes, "Draw me." It's like, like a portrait? I've
Yeah.
never had my portrait drawn before. That sounds. How's that sound? Anthony? And Anthony pauses and looks at it and goes, "It sounds like it's entirely your decision, sir."
while this is going on, Phoebe is just staring at Anthony as he's making the bacon.
And he's willing to like take a little bit of the bacon to repeat it over to her.
While this is all going on, I'm gonna look over at Anthony and be like, "So you seem like the brains of this operation. What's cooking? Good looking."
Wait, is that a yes?
The brains.
You can go ahead and start drawing if you want. Let's roll a performance
Okay.
check.
Okay, yeah.
Arky is just sitting on a log
thank
listening
God.
into everything.
Cool.
Roll a charisma check, D-Train.
God damn it!
What did
One
you
second. Oh, there we go.
Fuck did I put that?
That is weird. I
What?
rolled a 16, but my dice is in between, like literally sitting on like a weird angle between 15 and 21.
It did that for me last night. It straddled between a nat 20 and something else, and it took the something else, and I was a bit upset.
But the 16 wasn't either number involved. It was 15 and 21. It was literally sitting in the middle.
15 and 12, and it was 12 plus 4.
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember what names I gave your parents, Grandma.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I said 21, didn't I?
Did I might have written those down. Hold on.
I can't imagine you didn't.
I can. There was a lot of them. I gave Grandma's parents the gnome names, and they were. I found them. Smaller sheet of paper that I was looking for. And you see him sort of making a pose. What did you roll into performance, Satsu?
21.
All right. Making sort of trying to make a pose while you're painting him, and you're doing a fairly good job of just sort of drawing him. And you see his eyes sort of like looking around the papers while he's making this pose, while you're still talking to him. He's trying to respond. And then you see his eyes catch something. Like, oh, there it is. I found it. Tossing things aside. Yes. And he pulls it up. It's like, he readjusts his glasses. Loop Bell, Sprinkle Jim, Locksmith, Clan Odazola? Is that your mother?
That would be her.
The fact that I made up your parents' names and you have to say yes or no to what I say.
No, that's not them. Try again.
Yes. She's the one who first postulated about this Colossus that I've been studying. Oh, it's such a marvelous design. Everything I say, it's almost 70 to 80 feet tall.
70 to 80? It's huge.
That is
Yes.
Lovely.
What does it do?
That's just it. We don't know. Her notes are scattered. There's not a lot of information about what this Colossus was built for. And her notes are only there for a number of years, and then they vanish. There's nothing else. It's like she stopped doing research.
I don't believe she would stop doing research.
I don't either. I guess you would know more. She's your mother. But I believe that this was a wonderful find. One that we need to know more about. Why did they build it? What was it for? Why did it vanish? All these questions. That's what I'm looking for.
Especially something that big.
Exactly. The fuck did I lose that sheet of paper? Oh, it's over here.
So just to, point his attention to Arki, who's just sitting somewhere, is like, this is Akelkos, and we've met
What?
on travels, and I find him highly interesting.
And you
What
see
is
him,
your opinion?
you see him look at Arcalcos. You see him look at you, and he goes, "Oh!" He gets excited, and sort of rushes over. Anthony has to sort of push him so he doesn't go directly over the fire. And you see like some wood get kicked around, and he doesn't get any. And Anthony's able to like stomp it out before any of the pages that are scattered around the fire get lit on fire. And sort of staring at you, just slightly annoyed, Trixie. But he gets very close to your face. Arcalcos like, "Oh, interesting." Taps on your forehead. "Oh, that's an interesting metal. I've not seen a type like you before."
Yeah, I get that a lot. What can I do for you?
May I disassemble you and reassemble you? I promise to put you back together.
Oh, no.
No.
Oh,
We worked.
That hurts. I don't like that.
We worked really hard to fix him. Please don't break him.
he feels pain? Oh, interesting. He pokes you in the chest. So lifelike.
Yes, I do feel that.
He is highly
I
advanced,
do believe
and
your
I've
kind
never
called me a warforged.
Oh, a Warforged. I've never met one of you. I believe I heard your kind was from space. From the stars. And you see her sort of staring up towards the sun. Anyway. And you, he points up back at Zinnia, is like, I found my notes. Rushes over back over again, having me push so he doesn't go directly over the fire. And shoving aside one book and pulling another page. I found it. There is an ancient fairy civilization. I believe it was called Morningtide. That's what I was able
From
to
this?
find. From this continent.
Huh. Okay.
Apparently, Shadowmoor and Lorwyn, which are two other names of other countries that are apparently mythological fairy countries in the world today, they apparently came down from Morningtide, but no one believes me.
Why do you think that?
I have found notes. And he tosses his book and hands one to you. He's like, right here. It's written in common, but you call it the most unlegible common you've ever read would be an understatement.
Scratch
So is
chicken,
that
chicken
just
scratch.
his handwriting, or is that
It's a
the notes
combination
that
of
he found?
It's a combination of his handwriting, to the best of ability, is his handwriting, along with shorthand he's using.
Would it be too much to ask you to make a copy of this for me that's more legible?
And you can see it almost sort of pass over him that you're implying his handwriting's not good. And Anthony sort of chuckles. That's just the way he writes.
Okay.
He goes,
It's like a copy, though.
Of course. And you see him sort of
I
grab...
feel like it would be easier for us to use something like a comprehend languages spell and copy it down ourselves than using his handwriting and having another encoded.
I'm not sure it
copy.
works like that if it's already in common, though.
Yeah, it just lets me understand the language. It's in language I already understand. I don't think that works.
I mean, roll an intelligence check.
Me?
Whoever wants to try and read it,
I'm already trying to read it.
roll an intelligence
mean-
check.
I finally finished and then
That's
me and them
funny.
just self-portraits.
Oh,
That works.
Barry can
Maybe?
read really bad handwriting.
Plus that 20 plus what?
That's
Zero.
plus 0.
It's just a nat 20.
Yeah, it's intelligence 11, so it's a plus 0.
So you start going through the book he hands you. Like, that looks like it could be a T. It could also be an F,
Oh boy.
but
I
it
wanna
could be
know.
a sideways M or an E. It's, and you start to realize there's some things written on here that aren't actually. They're actually, like, there's a picture of a like a very bad picture of a fairy drawn in the middle of the page. Like, it's not quite a stick person, but there's obviously wings.
He's the kind of person who takes notes on
I'll-
a piece of paper, both up, writing left to right, and then writing left to top, or
Yeah.
top to bottom at the same time, and just using all the space.
Yeah. He has used every inch of this paper. This, like, there's 4 or 5 pages that have this little picture of a fairy on different spots that you were able to find. They're not all next to each other, so you don't know if the pages in between are also the same. You just can't find the fairy.
Uh,
It is easily the worst written language you have ever seen.
and it's in common.
It's in common.
Okay.
The best, as you start to sort of delve into the written language, it hurts. It's a strain on your head. But you can sort of tell he is both writing left to right and bottom to top, and sometimes top to bottom, all at the same time on the same page.
Sure.
Among all this writing, there's also drawings that you're able to locate. And it's,
I notice like Xenia having a struggled look on her face and ask Gregory, "Hey, can you like read this out for me and I can copy it down as you're doing it?"
That would be nice, please.
and you can see him, he's already rewriting the page. Yeah. What? Oh, yes. I can, of course I can read it.
Like dictation. Yeah.
Oh, are you going to write it in your special fairy language? Oh, I must know.
No,
What
no,
language is it?
he said he was going to write it.
I
Oh.
know Sylvan, but I was gonna write it in common.
Oh, are you writing in your special Warforged? Will you teach me your Warforged language?
Sylvan isn't Warforged. It's just
I also
Sylvan.
know Celestial, but I'm going back to speaking in character. I was damaged in my journey to this world. I do not remember if we had our own language or not.
Like, you can see, like, the excitement that's on his face sort of drain as you say that. It's like, oh, no.
Yeah, you can see like old Lefty here and this leg. Thank Trixie over there for me being in any excuse for working order.
I raised my hand up a little too.
And he looks at you and he's like, oh, you're not, oh, Warforged, not partially wood? Interesting.
No. No. Also, the metal is very interesting. It's nothing I've ever read. It's out of this world.
Anyways, writing down his translations in common. I don't know if you're going to read out his notes out loud or if you're just
No.
going to give us the cliff notes.
I'll
Yeah,
give you
I
cliff
didn't
notes.
figure you would have the entire notes. I
No,
just
I have nothing. I have the names, the name Morning Tide written down. The fuck you
You're gonna
expect from
make me roll for copying
fine,
down
fine.
correctly? That doesn't feel right.
I'm just saying in character I want like a copy of whatever information he has. So if you have nothing prepared, that's fine.
I have,
Just
so I have very little prepared.
that's
But I'm not going to give you all of it because there's some of it that needs to be. Right. So as he sort of reads through it out loud, you can see him sort of gesturing like he's trying to make a play out of it. The number of
Uh-huh.
people who ask him about his research, you can tell is minimal. And
Okay.
Anthony is not enthused by anything.
Anthony's cooking.
Anthony's at this point. Anthony's done cooking. You've all eaten.
Oh.
And he's still just reading page after page. And the amount of words he has written down, and he has information about the ancient kingdom of Morningtide.
Uh-huh.
How the queens are often there. It's always ruled by a queen, and that their daughters are usually raised to become the new queen, and stuff like that. Some very basic information that you know to be true from fairies you've met. There's also some suggestions that general knowledge about fairies being tricksters is false. Though there are probably some that live up to the standard, or not standards, but
One that we've met, yes.
assumptions. There's just different descriptions of fairies. Some of which have horns and large heads. Some of which can't cross over water and jump and seem to hop on one leg. Many of which are wrong. There is a mention of one other thing that seems to catch your ear, about a mention of a city of Eldraine.
You spell that?
ELDRANE.
Okay.
Never
Well,
mind.
were you able to hear me earlier, or was I mumbling?
I didn't hear you earlier.
Oh, okay.
About being finished?
Yeah,
I heard you.
Okay,
I will
yeah.
get to the picture.
Oh yeah, I was just making sure. I didn't know if you heard or earlier because I know I know that I mumble.
Oh no, I heard you. I wasn't sure if you said
Cool,
something else.
Cool. No, I didn't say anything else.
There's some mention about this. You don't know if it's a city or another country or another kingdom. Something called Eldraine. And something in reference to its throne. He is assuming it is a chair. If all his notes mention it as the throne. He was able to find something about the throne of Eldraine. He doesn't know what it's in reference to. He assumes it's probably a chair. Probably the throne of Eldraine might have been the throne for Morningtide. He is not sure. But he talks about it's nothing. That's the only thing that seems to be new in reference to the ancient civilization.
Okay. This is interesting. Thanks for sharing it.
Of course. And you see him sort of glancing over towards Caligar and looking at the gauntlets. And he's got this look in his eye of just like abject curiosity.
I mean, he's curious about anything. He would
Yeah,
look at your
he
gauntlets
really
and be
is.
like, "Oh boy, what's these?"
What's this?
Gloves made of metal? For what purpose?
You beat me to the question, Aladar.
Is he asking what their purpose is?
Yeah.
I stand up and I go punch a tree.
Roll attack.
Dang, that's not a good punch.
I mean, you hit a tree. Roll damage.
Okay.
The tree did not dodge.
Yeah.
11.
So you hit the tree, and you can see Anthony sort of jump up protectively, and then looks like Gregory is very excited, just like wide-eyed, wondered, and Anthony is just staring at you cautiously and nervously, and you can tell that this entire event has been stressful for him. And you can see him start packing up the cooking gear with his large pack. and trying to push together the books on the ground.
So the tree has a hole in it, or why is
The
it so
tree-
stressful?
there's a large number of acorns. There's a squirrel on the ground who grabs an acorn and throws it at you, Kalidar.
A good
Finally,
thing
it
that I
happened to
asked.
someone else.
All right, well,
I
mission
flash of
accomplished.
genius the squirrel.
I,
What legend?
I kid.
all right, job done. I'll go sit back down now without saying anything.
Wonderful,
Punch
wonderful.
tree. Refuse to elaborate.
Well-
I show what they were for.
Well,
Yeah.
it's been a good talk. Are you guys staying here for the night, or?
And you can see Anthony says, "No, I believe we can get more distance to stay."
Where are you
Okay.
heading?
Oh, I thought you made it sound like it was like dusk already or something.
It is getting closer. It is an odd. It's past dinner. You've eaten dinner. It is getting closer. This is probably a time that you could just stop for the night. But he's saying that you can probably
He
get
doesn't want to stay near the barbarian that just punched a tree without saying anything.
And as
But yeah, where are they heading?
he starts to
I
open his
asked
mouth
him.
to speak, you can see Anthony sort of covers like, I think we should keep some secrets.
Huh.
Can I? This is a weird question. Can I see who he's trying to keep secrets from? Any like specifically, or is he like just in general from all of us? It's a weird question to ask, and I'm assuming this is an insight roll, but
Sure, roll an insight.
17. I guess.
So, to Mr. Billy, he's being cautious.
Okay.
While Gregory
I mean, he
seems to
doesn't-
love each and every one of you and think you're all very interesting, Anthony's been watching you very closely.
Me specifically?
I
No,
mean-
all of you.
Oh, okay.
I mean, he's most likely more like, not the brains of the operation, but he's the veteran traveler and is wary of anything. So, a group of 7 people that he most likely has seen is not really something that he would want to take on. He's gonna be wary and doesn't want everyone to know where they would be going in fear of being attacked or, robbed
Fair.
or whatever.
Yeah.
I hope you all understand. Gregory, pack
Eh.
up your books, please.
Oh, here's your. Oh wait, never mind. You said
Nope.
you could.
Go on.
Okay. Oh, here's your your paintings. Here you go.
Portrait.
Yeah,
And
your portraits.
did you draw a portrait of each of them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, it was nice talking with you.
And you can see Anthony or Gregory very excited about the painting, sort of gleeful and sort of like still packing up his books, but sort of keeping the painting with him. Anthony looks at the painting and he already is carrying his pack, and his pack is very large. It could probably fit a body or two in there. And you can see him look at you side-eyed and nod in approval and put it in a pocket somewhere on his back.
I smile and say, "Hope you enjoy." Oh, kind of oblivious to the fact that like his bag could, have a body in it.
Oh, no, it's just a
Hey.
large bag. That's the intention
Yeah.
of that statement.
It's
Oh,
just
yeah,
heavy.
yeah.
It's
But,
just very.
Nasir is a bit naive about things because
Cartoonishly
childish
giant
mindset.
backpack.
Cartoonishly the giant backpack. What is
I am
this?
imagining the exact same scale as the Tears Koroks.
Yeah, that's sort of what I'm thinking too.
That's great.
Yeah, just with a bigger person attached to it.
Yeah.
The
and
same
thus
scale.
A bigger.
Yeah. It's
Well,
like Link carrying the giant Korok on his back.
I mean, they're leaving. So are we gonna stay here and Like,
Well, I
Like a
was gonna
camp?
say that, but I thought it was because Controlius made it sound later than before. If we still have daylight, we can keep moving until it's dark. Why not?
no, it should be dark already.
Yeah, I
I'm
think
imagining it
it's
as like a
considered
nice
dark.
8 o'clock where we barely have like less than an hour of sunset light.
The,
I
the sun
just saw.
is definitely going down. It's not. It'll be
Yeah,
up for
I'll
another
just camp
Let's
here.
just make
30
camp.
minutes or so.
We just can't camp here. Yeah. Also, I just saw on the screen that it says "Tears of the Dungeon Master."
Said that the whole time.
I wasn't looking down there. Okay. Long rest. Sure.
Yep, long rest.
Y'all want to do anything else before sleep?
I
Julius,
have.
were you present for the discussion of lowering the number of long rests we're given and you starting to use more short rests?
Yeah,
You can think about it. I'm making sure that you were aware of that suggestion.
Yeah. So there's one house rule that I've heard that it quote unquote fixes part of the issue of long rest, short rest, but I don't know how much I like it. It makes short rests 8 hours and long rests a couple days.
Hmm.
Which means it's actually like, hey, listen, your short rest is a regular night's sleep. Your long rest is an actual like vacation, a weekend.
That
I
is
mean,
not the house
that-
rule that I have heard that got me thinking about this.
I don't know about that one.
The one that I have heard is that you have to be in a proper town to get a long rest, and a night's sleep in the wild is a short rest.
That's an interesting one. There's a lot of different ones. That's something like we can discuss after stream.
I walk over to Xenia and say, "Hey, can I ask you something real quick?"
Sure.
I walk over kind of slightly away from the party. Just real quick. Hoping that she follows, even though I know that she's
Yeah.
intimidated.
Yeah, I follow.
You may not know she's intimidated.
I have
Yeah,
not
okay,
actually
fair,
hinted that to you
fair.
in character yet.
I whisper to her and say, "How would you feel about pulling some sort of prank? I don't really have any kind of plans yet, but we could think of one."
Oh, okay.
I love how the fairy is
Look-
getting asked to prank people because Snake Lady's like, you look like you like pranks.
You
because
sound more
I think-
confused.
Well, I mean, if you don't have a
about-
plan, just let me know when you have one, and I might join.
Well, I mean, we
guess.
could like think together of one.
Well, do you have a target in mind?
Anyone will really do, I think.
Okay.
Maybe even all of them if the prank is good enough.
Oh, okay.
All right. And just I walk back over.
Okay.
Yeah. So go back to the.
Look. I know that was super awkward, but
I mean, I appreciate an attempt at doing something different.
Is this the end of the session or?
No, not necessarily.
Okay. Just...
I'm shooting from the hip. Let's be very honest, but
I'm still sitting on my log, probably working on my next batch of experimental elixirs at this point.
okay.
I mean, I don't have anything I want to do before rest, so.
All right.
Just for future reference, I don't have to throw people experimental elixirs. They're in the bag of holding.
Okay.
okay.
Can I do my cheese handling?
Is that a blanket permission for us to just use them?
Experimental elixirs, yes, they are free. They cost nothing. I'm perfectly content with the party using them.
So how many are in there at any given time?
I get 2 per long rest. The current count is 9. Honestly, I don't think Atrolius cares.
I really don't.
Okay. As long as we're not like chugging them every turn or whatever.
Yeah, like if you all start using them a lot, then that's something we'll talk about. But
Is it a bonus action to use or?
Yep.
Okay. Okay.
So I guess we're sleeping.
All right, who's taking?
So, what? Can I do my cheese
Oh
handle?
yeah, sure. That'll handle it.
God damn it.
Is it bad that I wanted that to be a high number and then have the cheese return with a piece of paper from the dude?
Would have been nice.
Dungeon hand?
That'd be funny.
Oh my god, it's amazing when I
Oh,
roll that 20 Big Chungus shows up.
What?
I'm
Have you
sorry,
seen the
what?
D&D movie yet?
Yeah, I have.
No.
No.
Oh no,
Which one?
the newest one, the one that came out earlier this year.
The Chris
Yeah.
Pine one.
Yeah, the Chris
Yeah,
Pine one.
Dungeon hand?
It was so good.
I
Yeah,
don't
didn't watch
understand.
it.
The dragon from the movie shows up if you roll a nat 20 on this die,
Oh. Oh.
which I wasn't expecting, and it's fucking hilarious to me.
Oh, that big dragon? Okay.
Yeah, it's
The big goof.
the big goof. So you try and teach Cheese, and he's just not paying attention.
Was that a contested animal handling?
That's what I'm wondering.
I'm not answering that question.
Okay.
I can't give. I don't want to keep on asking if I can give help on things, but
I mean,
Help train cheese.
are you trying to help train Cheese?
yeah.
All right.
Because I mean, D-Train hadn't really been getting good rolls on anything as far as like cheese goes.
Roll the second time, D-Train.
I wonder if he hears.
I mean, you could be taking a while to get to the roll.
D-Train, are you muted?
8.
God damn it!
Is muted.
So
Well, I tried.
Snakes eat mice.
the way I'm picturing this is Nasir is trying to explain how you train a snake. And Cheese is very obviously not a snake. And I don't want to say he takes offense to being compared to a snake, because that assumes an amount of intelligence that we're assuming Cheese doesn't have. That being stated, Cheese is not a snake. And the same training methods you would use on said snake would not work on said mouse.
Well,
And you tried, which I appreciate.
Yeah. sorry, D-Train.
D-Train might
You try
unmute at
your
some point.
best, but you don't succeed.
Yeah,
Nah.
D-Train, you're muted.
I mean, I think he knows at this point. There might be other sounds, so there might be like a lot of cars around right now.
Alright.
Or
true, true.
percent.
Yeah, that's also plausible.
Yeah.
All right.
It's already on his phone.
Who's taking first watch?
I'll
I
take
will.
third.
Okay. First is Hippo. Third is Doc. Who's taking second?
As previously discussed, never mind. The as previously discussed was the exact opposite of what I was going to say. I can take second watch.
Okay. First watch. Hippo. Roll.
I would say I would also be sending Tobias up to keep watch as well.
Okay. Roll a. I'm trying to remember exactly what I had y'all roll last time. Perception advantage, and also roll a Constitution save.
Perception at advantage.
Constitution save to stay awake.
Yeah.
18, and then a Constitution save.
Yep.
Okay. 5.
So it has been a long day. You are. It's definitely been a little bit more stressful than you're used to. With everything that happened with the battle, and then afterwards, and then hearing about your home again has had an effect on you. Your body is much more tired. as I yawn. Much more tired than you realized, and it's a struggle to stay awake. Um, that being said, you're able to stay awake, but you also like you're with Tobias, you're able to keep a very good eye out. There are a couple owls. There are you do see a mouse get captured by now. You make sure though it is not cheese. Everything is good. Um, and everything seems to be relatively safe and good.
Okay.
Everyone seems to be sleeping peacefully, and you're able to stay awake though it is a hindrance to your how much attention you're paying. You don't notice anyone approaching. Arcalcos, your turn. Constitution save and perception.
I'm going to flash of genius that perception because I'm about to take a long rest.
That's fair. Um, so you're wide awake. Everything's good. Um, you're wide awake. You're perfectly alert. Um, you're thinking about being poked and thinking about again like being mentioned being from the stars, and you're sort of slightly distracted by that. You're still able to pay attention though and see and watch out well enough to notice nothing's going on. Xania, I want you to roll the same thing. Constitution save
Oh,
perception.
I forgot to hit advantage. I forgot to hit advantage. It's a 13 on that. And a 18 on the con save.
Remind me where the advantage is from. Is it from Phoebe?
From Phoebe. I mean, you're having Phoebe watch with you, I'm assuming, correct?
Yeah, sure.
Is that why you're talking about advantage?
Well, you were giving everyone an advantage on the perception, right?
I gave Hippo because he had the hawk.
Oh.
Yeah.
Then yes, Phoebe's helping.
Okay.
I mean, Phoebe's helping her. You're getting a what was that -1?
Yeah.
I thought everyone was getting advantage on it for some reason. Never mind.
So I like this. I can around this one. So you're sort of staring at the notes that you were given earlier. I'm reading over it again and again. It's all of it's mostly information you knew, but you're so engrossed by it. It's such a long time since you've had someone directly tell you this information. You're not paying any attention.
I'm gonna roll a flat d20 to determine the quality of Arcalicos' handwriting. We'll take it.
Yeah, it's legible.
That's all I ask for.
Yeah, you aren't able to see.
We can
What?
see those.
I know. You're intended
Okay.
to. If I didn't want you to see them, I'd roll them on my dice. I wouldn't roll them on this.
Seems fair.
You aren't able to note like you're not really paying attention to anything. Noticing anything going on around you. You're basically oblivious. Phoebe, on the other hand, is circling the camp, watching, looking at everything that comes out. One thing that you just don't notice, you should. It's fairly loud and begins to wake everyone is the sound of flapping wings as this Aarakocra approaches from slightly above. You're staring at the sheet of paper. You don't notice, but a few other party members start to wake up and see this Aarakocra landing, wearing this large sack across its front, this messenger bag, and this little funny-looking cap. And he takes out this pair of glasses, puts them on the edge of his beak, and starts digging into his sack. And looks at each of you, squints through his glasses, digs around more, and pulls out 2 or 3 packages, small packages. Oh, who is? Looks through the glasses again. Oh,
Can we help you?
Looking for Nas?
Oh,
Nasra?
uh, Nasira. Yeah, that's me. Hi.
Oh, there is an eye there. Yes, yes. And he hands a package to you, and looks again.
Is it normal to
Xenia
deliver?
Swiftwing?
And yeah, that's me. Is it normal to deliver this early in the morning to the middle of nowhere?
Well, you were on my route, so you got delivered first. You're Miss Swiftwing? And you see him holding his glasses so as he looks at you.
Yes.
He hands you a package. And who is the dumb asshole barbarian?
I'll give him his package. Don't worry about it.
Who are
I
these
am
from?
glaring at him.
Who sends us these?
I'm currently imagining Cal is still asleep.
And he goes, that
I'm
will be
staring
1
at him
silver
in
per
my sleep.
package.
We have to pay shipping as the recipients? Okay.
Yeah, cash on delivery.
COD.
How much?
1 silver.
Okay.
Why
that's
not you put on my sheet? I got nothing.
Sure.
And he takes his silver and thank you very much. Any packages to deliver?
No. Although
Uh,
it's nice to know that there is a delivery service.
How much do you charge for letters?
1 silver on receipt.
Yeah. I have a letter. And I'd like to send it home. Actually.
Return shipping. Yes, of course. And he reaches out a large hand.
Here you go. I don't really know what to say here. It has about a few gold in it, maybe 4 gold in it. So it's from a village back home.
Of course, yes. I'm aware of the village.
The Naga really decimated my entire village, and I'm trying to rebuild. I'm trying to send money home to rebuild it, so that way I can help them out. And I say this out pretty loud so everyone can hear it.
I love how you're saying that to the mailman, like, yes, yes, I need
know
to hear that.
but it's just like a little bit of backstory for me.
Yeah. And you see him nodding, like, hands, like, not like, trying not to, like, reach for the letter, but, like, sort of waiting for you to finish so you can take it.
Can I leave now? He's like the,
He goes, alright, I guess no more letters. And then you see him put away his glasses and jump off, sort of take flight once more and fly off. Kaldar, are you awake or not to receive the letter immediately?
It sounds like there was a bit of commotion, so yeah, I guess I'm awake.
Okay.
I'm
So
imagining the Pelican Rito guy from Tears right now.
I'm imagining that guy from Animal Crossing.
You said it was an Aarakocra, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
He can be a Pelican Aarakocra.
No, I'm just saying that's the image I have in my head, even though I know it's not right.
So long.
So for your knowledge, Narcera, you got a letter from home.
Yeah, where did
Village
I get a
thanking
letter
you for your prior help. Hoping you're safe. Stuff like that, general village stuff.
Yeah.
Xenia, your also letter was from home. Questions about your safety, and they want to know what's going on, and what you're up to.
Does it say who wrote it?
It is written by I think your father, but he is mentioning every member of your family, and they're asking questions, and he's writing them down. And there's definite pauses and smudges where he thinks he's done, and then someone else is asking a question. So
Remind me to say a thing before we end the session.
Okay. So there's definitely that. What is the thing you want to say real quick, Legend?
I want to use our sending stones to check in with Casimir.
Once
It is
you
time of day.
fully wake up, from the commotion and seeing the bird fly off and being handed this letter, and it does say, "The dumb asshole barbarian," or "dumb barbarian asshole," and just like you said, you're upset about it. The handwriting's not familiar.
I would use an action of rage if I felt like it.
Bonus action.
Yeah.
I mean, you can tear it open if you want. I'm not going to stop you from that.
I'm going to open it like a normal letter because I have no fucking idea where it's from.
As you open it, it's this paper tightly wrapped around what you can only assume is a rock. And you unwind the rock and you see the paper. And all the paper says is, "Fuck you, asshole."
Okay.
He was sent a rock.
Yep.
I don't understand.
I got a rock.
I'm going to put this rock somewhere for later.
1 second.
I love how that is just like the Pirates of the Caribbean thing where Jack gets like a jar of dirt and he's like, "What do I want to do with this?" And if you don't want it, I can take it again. And it's like, no.
Oh, no.
No,
the same thing with Calendar. It's like,
rock.
no.
I haven't seen a movie in so long.
Wait, what the message was written on the rock?
The message was written on the paper.
On the paper, and it just has a rock with it.
It's sort of tied around a rock, and you have the two of them, and so you're gonna start putting the rock away.
Yeah, I'm going to save the rock in case I find whoever sent me this letter.
And as you start putting it, I'm assuming in your pocket or your bag.
Yeah, just in my backpack. I made
up.
the item for it.
You used rock throw. It's super effective.
I have added
as you
the
start
nail rock.
putting it towards your back, you hear from the rock, "You always were a dumbass."
Well, that is a rocky stone
I
ascending.
hold it back at it and just look at it.
As you pull it up, you can see on the rock there's a mouth. It looks like there's a little a little mustache on top of the mouth and a little goatee under it, or a soul patch under it. Hello, Kaladar. Glad that you aren't dead.
Am I supposed to know who this is?
The voice is familiar, but it's not. You're not knowing exactly who it is.
My money's on the Darkling boss.
And then you hear
Maybe.
from the rock one more time. "Do you want to meet? I will be in Groudon."
Okay.
I don't remember enough about the description of the fanatic to think it's him.
I don't recognize the voice, but it's familiar.
It's familiar, but you don't recognize it. If
So
it's someone you know,
assume...
it's someone you haven't spoken with in a number of years.
Yeah. So I assume it's no one we've met yet, and this is some backstory character that I don't know anything about.
What do you want to send to Casimir?
I assume I would ask the rest of the party if they have any questions for Casimir before we use our daily use. Especially since I don't have my sending stone anymore, I have to ask someone.
I'll hand you
mine, I guess.
I was saying, what are we gonna ask our old barbarian buddy about?
You have 25 words. If you have a question, you should probably just ask whatever you want to.
I can get pretty crafty. I think I can fit 2 in 25 words.
Yeah.
I also don't have that many ideas.
It's also 3 a.m. and he's probably asleep.
Honestly, I don't really think we need to check in with him right now.
Yeah.
It's been... We had a very long one day.
It's been 4 days.
Uh-huh.
Wait, no,
Unless
yeah, no, we
I'm-
skipped 3 days.
Yeah,
Yes,
it's
we
been
did.
5
Yeah.
days.
Mhm.
They said they're
Unless
leaving after
I'm
7,
s-
by the way. That's the thing you would remember.
Unless I am mistaken, the stone was meant for Casimir to check in with us, not the other way around. If he hasn't said anything to us, I assume everything is fine.
That is assuming Controlius remembered that Casimir had a rock.
I did.
Okay. Well, then if the party's consensus is this is unnecessary, then it's unnecessary, and I would go with that.
I mean, I wasn't thinking it was unnecessary. It sounded like you had something to ask him. So
We had a once per day thing that I didn't want to waste.
Yeah,
Speaking
but
of once
it's
per day
already
things
after
that we
the
don't
long
want to waste.
rest. You
Yeah.
should have done that before the rest and not after the rest.
The point still stands that I don't want to waste it again.
I mean,
Alright.
so if you all want to do it like at night before your bed, that's the thing I can allow. That's a thing that could have come up before bed.
D Train is reminding Will not to forget his tattoos, but I'm reminding D Train that on this in-game day, Will already used it.
On the
Did
previous
I?
one. Yeah, you used it after Hippo
It
left.
needs to be afternoon again before it's recharged.
No, it can be
Eh.
morning.
It resets at
So-
midnight or it resets after 24 hours?
It resets. It's the daily thing, so I'll say it resets after midnight.
Okay.
So like, didn't we just rest though?
You can use it again if you want.
If it was every 24 hours, it has not been 24 hours, but Controlius is saying midnight, so I'll shut up.
Depends on when the cutoff is, yeah.
Yeah, I will say midnight because being the
I'm
next
gonna-
day is fine with being just whenever, as long as like if you're using it like at night and then the next morning, like before and after long rest, that will be something I won't allow. But like use it at noon, then use it the next day in the morning. Sure, fine.
I suppose I would use it then.
Okay.
No reason to not use it.
Roll a
Roll.
yeah, roll a d8. Roll a d10 actually.
Okay. I
D-
already
D-
rolled a d8.
You roll a d8. Sitting or standing? Will.
Sitting.
Sitting? Okay. So after getting this unusual message,
Oh, I don't have to take notes. Okay.
do what?
I said, oh, we're not moving. All right, I don't have to take notes then.
We are moving. You're taking notes.
Fine.
As you're sitting down you sort of trying to relax after getting this strength message, and you focus on the tattoos and you feel your body loosen, and you sort of your eyes run red.
Or over here.
We're over here. Yeet. You see the world is sort of purplish. And you sort of look around and it's a mixture of purple and green. And you see this what can only be described as castle made of trees. And it's large and brilliant, and even like you don't have a large appreciation of architecture, but the castles, it moves you. I'm gonna say something to them before I pull you back, but you're not gonna know.
Fair enough.
And you see figures moving in the windows. There's a bright light, and on the right side you see an explosion coming from rocking the side of the castle, and a fire lighting. And you
Mhm.
see one figure in the distance in this fire raising a sword upwards. I'll pull you in a little bit.
Peanut butter with the jelly, and you don't put ham with the cheese.
I didn't have him.
What do you mean?
So,
If I did, then I would have.
as you see Kaladar sort of...
Will's not back yet.
Right, it's not, because you're getting information
Oh.
before he gets back.
Oh,
As you
okay.
see him sort of sitting there, you see his body sort of relaxed, and then even more relaxing. And you start to see a few tears come down his eyes. And then his body shake before he wakes up.
Shake like violently or just like a little bit of a chill shake?
A little bit
Well,
like a
I'm
shock,
here now.
almost shocking.
Oh, like an instant jolt kind of shake.
Yeah.
Okay. What? Wait, what was that?
A vision?
And as you say that, Kaladar, you notice that your face is slightly moist, and you sort of are able to rub what might be tears.
Is everything okay?
Yes, I see the very confused expression on my face.
Do I believe him?
Yeah. I mean, to the best of your knowledge. Are you trying to lie to him, Will?
No?
So he doesn't know what I just told y'all. By the way.
Apparently, my face is wet. That's all That's all the information I have.
I mean, your face is wet from tears.
You're crying. What's wrong? What happened?
I'll just explain the vision, I guess. Okay, so vision. I'm noticing every vision I'm having is in a different color shade, and this one is purple and green. In the vision, I saw what appears to be a castle, somehow made of trees, or something of the such. Very, very like big, grand castle. That must be like the capital of some place, I assume. And the next thing I see is an explosion, the side, and then it appears that the castle is under attack. And that's it.
Couldn't tell, like, by the army or.
Nope.
Huh. Okay.
Did anything happen towards the end of the vision that would have caused you to sort of jolt awake like you did?
I
mean,
assumed the explosion.
The explosion was pretty big. This was a very large castle,
Okay, that makes sense.
but
You
actually,
sure you're all right? That was a
Petroli-
pretty harsh
Petrolius,
jolt.
what was my like perspective of seeing that?
You were almost like in front of it.
Like really near the explosion?
Let's say with 50 feet away.
Okay, then yeah, that would have jolted me.
It was also sudden.
Because like my understanding of these visions is always from, the way I always view is like I'm off some weird angle at a distance.
Yeah. If you're close, I'll tell you you're close. Like I will try and put you in
Okay.
perspective of where you are.
All right.
I'll try and give specifics, like you're looking from this angle.
The castle being under attack is more an assumption than a guarantee. After the explosion, I saw a sword being raised, so.
What kind of sword was that? Could you tell?
Petrolius.
One-handed.
Who raised it?
One-handed.
No, like, was it a rapier or.
He can't tell that much.
Petrolius?
Okay.
He couldn't
Did you
tell
see
that
who
much.
was raising
Okay,
the
he couldn't
sword?
tell. Got it.
Did I say he was raising the sword?
Yeah, he saw where it was, where the sword was raised.
All right. There you go, guys. That's all. the
Was my guy in a
information.
Looney Tunes fog cloud and just held up the sword?
Will,
mean,
do you
there was
remember
an
I told you where the
explosion.
sword was raised?
Yeah, there was fire and stuff.
From
Okay.
Explosion caused a fire. Sword was raised from that general location.
Convenient fire curtain.
So a siege. Did I say that right? I think I said that right.
At this point, I guess I'm like wiping away the tears from my face. Just
I thought you were just like in some sort of sweat as you were experiencing your vision.
look, bro. I don't know. I was told there was tears on my face. Is that not what it
That's
is?
what it sounds like.
That's
I thought.
definitely what it
I mean,
was. I thought I
That's
said tears.
definitely
Okay.
what Controlius said.
All right.
Had tears.
Yep. Legend is just not paying attention again.
No, I
It's
heard the
fine.
tears. I was just like, I don't understand why he would be crying from a vision, especially with the context we were given. It would make more sense if he was like sweating out of nervousness. But no, Controlius
Look,
said
bro.
tears. It was tears.
Random
I'm
question.
even more confused than you.
Random answer, D-Train.
Well, it's towards the party.
Oh, okay.
So, random question. You said it was a castle made of trees?
Yeah,
Aren't
that's how it was described.
fairy castles made of trees?
The one we went to
Uh,
kind of was, but I'd hardly call Lorwyn a castle.
Well, I was
probably
getting.
wasn't
I was.
Lorwyn.
I wasn't thinking it was Lorwyn.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe it
Uh,
was, and thus the tears. The kingdom has fallen while we were gone.
Tears of the Kingdom.
Small flying
Uh-huh.
lady.
There's the pun.
What is your kingdom like?
I don't know. I've never been there.
Ooh. Alrighty then.
It was hundreds, maybe thousands of years ago that it was even still existing. It's not really there today anymore.
I was
Okay.
just wondering if you guys had a castle of trees also.
But I wouldn't know. Sorry.
Okay, Controlius. Since this caused Kaladar to cry of some sort, I'm gonna see. Can I like try to think really hard to see if any of it was familiar to some degree? Is that anything I can do?
So, I told you why you cried.
What?
I did.
Man, I'm like not
I-
good at taking notes then.
Guess they weren't sadness tears. Was it because of the heat?
No, I told him that the image of the castle was moving to it.
Oh, that okay.
Yeah. Like
Yeah, I didn't think of that. All right, I just thought you meant it was like really majestic, big,
yeah,
grand
really,
castle.
really majestic, really grand. Something about it was moving.
All right, not enough
Now it
emphasis
is no
put on
more.
that for my small brain, I guess.
Sorry. Be more specific.
Especially with like Kaladar's character, crying doesn't really seem like it's on the cards, but it's not important.
I mean, there's a reason for it. It was intended to be the way
All
it
right,
was.
yeah, I just thought that meant that it was like a really like cool castle. This is why I mentioned it was like maybe a capital or something.
I mean, I also said it was really big multiple times.
Yeah,
Was there any gym people there?
it was populated.
I think only Hippo got the joke.
I mean, I got
What,
it.
Pokemon gyms?
No, not that kind of gym. GEM.
Gem.
Not JIM.
Steven Universe joke.
Yes.
Anyways, I had my vision. It was confusing. Moving on.
Aren't they all confusing?
Some more than others.
Fucking playing
Eh.
telephone with Will.
No, imagine me explaining my visions before I took notes.
Man.
I mean,
imagine me explaining this vision specifically without taking notes. It would have been like
mean, the
castle explosion. Done.
There were like the only
mean,
things
that's
that
about all we
happened is there
got.
was a castle and there was an explosion. That's the only thing of note.
Uh-huh.
What was moving?
Yeah,
Someone with a sword and attacked the castle with fireball, probably. Hmm?
But I didn't do it.
yeah. Grandma doesn't have a sword.
Yeah, Grandma
I
doesn't
don't have a
it's
sword.
fine.
Off the suspect list.
I give no, I'm not gonna do that. Forget it.
Just roll
Like,
insight
honestly,
as
I don't-
Grandma lying on attacking the castle.
I don't think we have like any. I don't think we really got any info from that. Like,
No.
I mean,
At
As
we
a
some
character-
point in this universe's timeline, a castle made out of trees was on fire.
Well,
Oh,
we
yeah,
also
and there was
haven't
someone with a
specified-
sword nearby.
We
As a-
also haven't specified whether or not these visions can maybe see the future.
They are past,
Yes.
Or
present,
is
or
that
future.
they are?
I don't know if
past,
our
present,
characters
or
know that.
future.
I mean, they most likely can vary between that. I don't think we would
Well,
know.
I mean, we
either
don't.
way.
But if we see this castle and it's not exploded, then we'll know.
Yes. I mean,
Well, keep an eye out for castles then, and let us know if it looks familiar.
Made
If
of
it's-
trees.
Yeah,
If we
look
see a
at
castle
moving
made-
tree castles. If you see a forest move, it's probably a castle.
not
Sure.
that kind of moving.
What do you mean, not that kind of moving?
As a character, can I show concern to the small flying lady?
Yeah.
your concern is
Probably.
noted.
Wasn't a fake castle. Anyways, what's going on now?
That could have been Elf Castle. You never know.
It could have been a pixie castle.
What
Could I
else?
see any details on the people I saw in the castle?
Roll a.
I saw people there.
Yeah, you could have
Roll
seen
a perf-
wings or no wings.
Roll a perception check. Roll it at emphasis.
The hell does that mean?
Emphasis. Needs to roll 2 twice, and the thing that is further away from 10 is taken, so
5
17.
or 3. You got the 9.
What?
Oh.
What?
Oh, you're digging without the modifier.
Yeah, without the
Alright,
modifier.
that makes sense.
Because else it's just a bonus towards going up.
Oh,
Yeah, you're right. So it's a
Um,
9 at emphasis.
To your memory, the sword came from it was held by an individual in the section of the castle that was burning. You couldn't discern anything else about the people you saw. They were too far away.
okay.
And Kaladar is supposed to be the one explaining them, even though that only sort of happens.
All right. So, with my great memorizing skills, no, I could not make out any details. Fire too big.
That just confuses me even more.
Yeah.
Too
It
obstructive.
confused me even more why you had to leave to say that.
You're really
I'm
bad
not
at
gonna
this,
question
Will.
it.
Control is wanted
Listen.
to leave.
Listen, I
Now
have
I'm-
6 charisma. I'm explaining this better than I should be.
I'm not gonna question it.
Alright.
I'll just
So are
Alright.
y'all just going to Groudon then?
we continue on. Yes.
I also
Take
didn't
Groudon.
take notes for that.
I'm going to end the session here.
Okay.
I figured.
I hope
What do
everyone
you
watching
mean I'm bad
enjoyed
at
it.
this?
Bye,
I'll
chat.
explain later. Everyone has a great night. Thanks for coming.
Bye.
Good night.